Hello everybody and welcome back to the D2CL where we're doing Chinese matches for almost the next 2 weeks straight. I'll be here to give you your games for today. We've already gone through our first one where VG Gaming was capable of coming out a 2-0 victory for that one. Spoilers, obviously. But let's get ourselves into the game. The draft's already underway. EHOME versus VG Gaming. We had a little bit of trouble tracking everybody down. But we did manage to get them all into the game, so we're all good to go. EHOME, Sienna, a team which I get to cast for the first time. So obviously, I'm dead as a caster. Not the case. Completely false. Yes, but EHOME, it's still the first time I get to cast these guys, so RTK doing the drafting for the boys. They do also have the rest of the roster. Lanham, DDC, the man, the Chinese characters is ZYF, and leaving last in Flame, the final player for their lineup. So we're going to get into the draft pretty heavily already. VG Gaming taking no time to pick up some cool Wisp tiny play. They're looking for any kind of like easy game, easy victory, easy kind of money if they can get through, and obviously qualify for the LAN finals where we have quite a substantial prize pool up for grabs and ever increasing as more and more people buy that Skywrath Mage set or the Slark Dagger or all the other things which you see cycling across the screen. Yeah. So, Vengeful Spirit from EHOME. We go for the Sniper. See him again. Sniper, a bit of a dangerous hero to play up against a Wiz-Tiny combo. As I was saying before, for everyone who was tuning in, before we ended up like, we just lost half our viewers for, well, I kind of know why. I think everyone knows why. It's because there's other games still going on from the MAS. You could say literally that tournament's on fire. But,
10 seconds
okay, bad joke. Even I didn't find that one funny. And I find a lot of things funny. But yes, as I was saying before, what you need up against Sniper is gap closers. Wisp is able to give that high movement speed that allows Tiny just to walk into the Sniper. The downside is, like until Wisp gets something like a Ghost Scepter, he's still going to be quite susceptible to the Sniper's attack. And it's not as though he's got something which is going to help him disjoint the Sniper's attack. So it's something just to add as a question mark for how they do that. The other option is also grabbing something like
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know if they want to go down the lines again of trying to run this PL off lane.
5 seconds
but
remaining.
it would be kind of cool if they had something like the PL as well as actually no. No. Take it back. I want to see Shaman or Chen coming up from VG Gaming and look for more of a push line, which means the off laner has to be an initiator. Like the Battle Rider was banned out once again. In fact, this is now a 3-for-3 for today's matches from China. The Clockwork and the Lion being removed by EHOME, so they're worried about that Blink initiation or Hookshot initiation, and the Storm Spirit was also removed, which means we get the Flaming Rat pickup from Ice. This is something which FY has been drafting a hell of a lot for Ice. As far as recent games for him goes, like, I think, well, actually, I'm not gonna think. I'm gonna check, because checking is quality. So yeah, as far as the last games go, we have PL Zeus, then double Phoenix, remaining. Zeus PL, Tidehunter, Clockwork, Enigma, Tidehunter, Phoenix. Remaining. So it looks like we're just cycling through these 4-5 heroes.
Reserve time.
As far as Ice is offlane. But there's so much banning against him. Like, you took out the Tidehunter as number 1 ban. That's purely focused on Ice. Alright, so EHOME now. Their third pickup. They know they're up against the Phoenix. I don't see that being as much of a problem until they try and consider their control factors over on the Phoenix. Do you try and get a Skywrath Mage to go with Vengeful Spirit? Do you try and use his seal for that? Do you then pick up a hexing kind of hero? Like the Lion might have actually been a really nice one for it. Disruptor also, really great pickup up against such a hero as Phoenix. Obviously because Glimpse just pulls him straight back. There's no diving yourself away. Alright, so EHOME. Taking a long time for this last pickup. They haven't left, have they? No, they're still here. That's having a lot of indecision. Disruptor was also great up against Tiny Wisp. The only other hero which is normally played is the Witch Doctor, who is now the third pickup by EHOME. Primarily looking for the paralyzing cast to bounce between the Wisp and the Tiny, and forcing them to move so far away from each other that the tether severs. Queen of Pain is the fourth pickup now from VG Gaming, so we'll get supers jumping across the map quap. Quite possible, though, they could mix it up. Run the Wisp Tiny in the mid, up against the Sniper, and then put the Queen of Pain on the safe lane, Phoenix on the off lane. That's also a high possibility. If we were looking at HGT, I would have said that, because looking back through HGT's roster and the way they were playing, they ran Queen of Pain a lot on that safe lane. But it's all if Hal wants to play the Tiny and wants to play it in mid, and if Super will want to play the Queen of Pain. I don't think there's any doubt about that whatsoever. He will want to be on the quap.
Juggernaut.
Okay.
VG Gaming's turn.
Really solid draft from EHOME. Really solid. Their teamfight power is quite scary when you look at it. Between the Shrapnel, the ability to regenerate, Voodoo Restoration, as well as Healing Ward. The Juggernaut's always an intimidating factor. And the Witch Doctor.
5 seconds remaining.
With the paralyzing cast, you screw around with the combos, but you also have that malediction early on. If you want to do that instead of going for the restoration, then finding these pickups is a lot easier, because Sniper just needs to get the chip damage in, and then Assassination does the rest of the work. And Vengeful Spirit's just an obvious one as far as her control. She's just a great hero for that. Tree and Protect is the final ban out by EHOME. Feeling that they're going to run a tree support to go with the Wisp. Would have been surprised if VG Gaming went for that. Not really,
10 seconds remaining.
not one of those heroes I think of when I think of VG Gaming.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm actually just double checking as well the previous games. Yeah, they haven't played Tree and Protector in ages.
Reserve time.
Like, I'm looking back to the start of February, and there is not a single Tree and Protector pickup. Crap ton of Witch Doctor, Dazzle, Rubik, Earthshakers, and Chen, Skywrath, Mage, Ancient Apparitions, but I don't have a single Tree and Protector in my list of teams of heroes that are played. By the way, I don't know if people have noticed with my broadcasting.
Mage.
Ooh, yeah, the Skywrath Mage. Yeah, see, that makes more sense. Even up against these heroes, Skywrath Mage is just a solid laner more than anything else. That's what they were looking for. I thought that VG Gaming would still want to go for something more like the Chen, which wasn't banned out. But yeah. Yeah, but I don't know if people have noticed. Obviously, I've been casting a little bit more CSGO of late. Not more. In fact, I've still been casting more Dota 2 than I have CSGO. It's just because there's a little bit more noise about the CSGO casting. But I'm taking a lot of things from the other casters. One of them being the way they do their prep notes. Something which I kind of get a little bit lazy with.
Reserve time.
Finding the passion, finding the drive
5
again. So my
seconds
prep notes are
remaining.
becoming a hell of a lot better before these games.
Dark.
Ooh, hello, Doxia. Nice la. Nice la. Oh, I love this hero. Fantastic up against a Wisp Tiny combination if they're going to run it safe lane. Notice it is, in fact, Super taking up the role as the Tiny, so you can assume he's going to be going in towards that mid. And then Hal will take the Queen of Pain to the safe lane, leaving Phoenix on the off lane and Skywrath Mage just to keep that Darkseer off the bottom lane. I want to see the Darkseer build. I really want to see that Darkseer build. I also want to see if he's got any help. The Witch Doctor and the Vengeful Spirit, like, when the Juggernaut's going safe lane, so you kind of need to have some help up against the Phoenix, but you don't want to commit too much, because if you don't get any kills on the Phoenix, if you're not just pulling, stacking, and farming up inside the jungle, then it's not really as effective to have him there. You want to have Witch Doctor and VS have an impact on the map. That's your primary goal. And they're only going to do that if they run aggressively with ROTK on the offlane Darkseer, or they basically roam and try and gank up mid. Just gank up mid a hell of a lot. And they're only making a beeline for the top. Ice with boots, FY. They're primarily wanting to secure the 100-100 rune for FY. That observer ward will allow them to do so. At the same time, they should also be very aware that their own jungle is about to be blocked up. When you run a Wiz Tiny, you're looking to stack. Because obviously Avalanche Toss combo allows the Tiny to flash farm. Very similar to the way the SF does it. ROTK with his little... Well, no booties first. He just likes to run fast. 300. Okay, ROTK getting the hits off. That's only because Fenrir is giving him the vision.
30 seconds.
And they're keeping their eyes over. There's still 2 observers and 2 sentries in the hands of Lanham. So they got a couple of choices. TDC. Slow and steady chip damage. I'll regenerate up bit by bit. It's more important to get up to the top. You're looking for this rune right here. Which Juggernaut's gonna be an absolute pain. Avalanche. Yeah, you're getting out of there, Juggernaut. You're getting out of there. The 100-100 goes to FY. And the bottle's already coming out in the courier. At the same time, Queen of Pain was able to get the 100-100 on bottom lane. Which means earlier boots. Which means being able to outrun at least the Dark Seer Iron Shells or any other kind of problems that come with it. But Fenrir is the primary man down here. Bought a very early smoke. So doesn't plan to be here for long by the looks of it. Just try and zone the Darkseer out. It's kind of understandable as well. When you look at it, you realize the Darkseer is going to be moving into the dire jungle as early as he possibly can. And that's where you need to rotate the extra help in. And FY and Super. You knew it was going to be rough, but they probably didn't think it was going to be this rough. Having both Lanham as well as Inflame in this mid lane basically means that Super's going to keep taking chip damage. Like, he's Avalanche tossing right now because the Wisp is also moving down to do the stacks. He doesn't mind taking up a little bit of damage. What do you get? He only got one of the stacks to succeed. But by running the bottle, the Tiny can be a little bit more aggressive here. Obviously, this is the... Yeah, FY lowers the distance perfect. Moves far enough away at the paralyzing cast and bounce to Super again. But not so far that the tether will snap. Not so sure how Queen of Pain lost control of this wave when you got a Skywrath Mage here. This creep wave should not be as close to the tower as it is. Like, oh, hello First Blood. Oh, it should be First Blood. Won't be First Blood. Possibly will be First Blood. Now FY is going to tether himself in. And also Ice Ice Ice. Looking to kill Secure. Unable to do it. But he's here for the 2-minute rune. The Witch Doctor dropping down. Super's the first one to get the kill. I mean, some really good experience coming in for him. Ice 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 still hovering around the room, but it's FY he's going to be picking it up. A little bounty for him. A double damage room for the Darkseer. Now, as far as the bottom lane, probably one of the reasons why the creep wave was pushing up was just because when you spam out your Iron Shell, the Radiant creep wave dies so quickly that your creep wave pushes onto the tier 1 tower. This, of course, forces a kind of slingshot effect, which drags the Radiant creep wave up so far. Because there's nothing to buffer it anymore. No matter how much you try and pull, you just can't control that. Looks like Hal's going to go for the standard Queen of Pain treads to start with. Super. Okay, Super. Yeah, no. You have a 2-1 combo. It's not really going to find you that kill on Inflame in mid. Kind of funny too, what he's leveling up. Definitely getting the most amount of damage, but the difference is so minimal. Like, it's 5 points of damage difference. But Toss is so much easier to land. And so I'm just a little bit surprised they put Avalanche up at level 2 as opposed to going Toss level 2. Inflame's duking Super as well as FY quite nicely through the trees. And they both have to back up. FY has taken way too much damage and doesn't have any bottle charges at the moment. Also needs to start buying up a little bit more. What have we got?
Dire's middle
So
tower
FY is going to go
under
directly
attack.
into the urn. And Super's going to finish up his trades now. I kind of like this courier. What is this courier? I hate how they don't give descriptions on the couriers, but this kind of thing, it's very anime-ish. I like it. Someone please tweet me at Toby1Dota the link to this thing in the Steam store. I think I'm about to purchase a new courier. Check the dire one. Yep. That was the worst thing about the Grieveling. The greatest thing about the Grieveling was the Grieveling. Great times. Alright, so as far as our farm goes, How, 24-12, not too bad. Juggernaut, obviously free farming up on top lane with the help of DDC. He's already up 29 for 10. It's the middle lane where the first blood was able to happen, but there's nothing much coming from this lane up apart from that. And FY is being forced to stand here a lot longer. He is invis, hence the reason why it looks like he's just sitting there in flame. Wow, okay, there's enough damage. The balls! The balls! Don't hit enough. Super's in trouble. There's bottle charges available from FY, but he cannot do enough. The shrapnel was on top of him, so he was unable to get a full bottle duration off. So the Tiny will drop. At the same time, the sprites... Way! I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Well, he misses every single one of them, so... Military accuracy, not perfect from Ice. How are these stacks looking? So we got a triple stack and a normal. Little to no flash farming. FY's going to give his bottle over straight away. Even gets a couple of charges off at the start. The Sniper's going to be really happy with this lane now. VG Gaming, just scouting out the fact that ROTK's moved down. He's inside the river. They can't really contest him. ROTK's already with Soul Ring and 4 levels up. So with 2 points Surge as well as 2 points Iron Shell, he's perfectly alright to deal with anything that comes at him. Okay. Should be. Should be!
Death satisfies. Sound
That's,
of mind and body.
Queen of Pain now level 7. Not always expecting at level 6 for her to have Sonic Wave, but without it she wouldn't have had enough damage to find that kill before the TP was completed. Super chasing after Lanham. The sprites are enough damage from the Phoenix. They just keep burning. So the Witch Doctor will drop. You think you're good, and then all of a sudden Juggernaut puts you in your place. Omni Slash is level 1 onto the Phoenix. He had no Icarus dive. He was going nowhere. Super charging in after Inflame. Gets the Avalanche and toss. 1 fist bump. Or just the balls from FY do the job. He needs to keep Super alive. Lanham with the paralyzing cast. They slow him down. The turn for the toss. The Whisper balls. He's out of him though. There's nothing left in Super. The Malediction. Is it enough damage? The Queen of Pain's killed off Witch Doctor. He jumped in from behind. And Super will be able to survive. So a blink scream and Witch Doctor dies. That little puddle of blood right there. That was the hero formerly known as Witch Doctor. That's 5-3 already. Still feels like anyone's game. I'm liking the combination that EHOME have to play with. It's not looking at instant hero kills, like we're not looking at big team fights. Even though EHOME do have potential to do such a thing with both Witch Doctor VS and Darkseer. But it's just the fact that you could have someone like a Juggernaut and a Sniper both on the same team, and the Darkseer hasn't been shut down. So Darkseer becomes the Chaos Factor, allowing the Sniper as well as the Juggernaut to move freely. Alright, so where's EHOME off to? Dropping sentries, but kind of weird position for the sentry. It's just down the lane, so it'll scout out anywhere across the hill. We should probably watch them kill somebody, which is Fenrir right now. He denies up the rune and then walks over. Fenrir is so dead. But you're committing 4 heroes for this one. Concuss shot's going to miss as ROTK walked into the fog of war. Relocate. Oh, okay, they're coming in for this one. Avalanche, Sonic Wave, that's a large amount of damage. Enough to kill off the Darkseer. FY is still very, very low. He's earning up, but he cannot tether himself over while Lanham stuck in the trees. The assassination finds the kill that we're searching for, which is the one over on Tiny. Ice can at least find some nice experience from this. But with the Omni Slash, the advantage goes the way of EHOME. They keep their Sniper, they keep their Juggernaut alive. The other 3 don't really matter when it comes to these fights. It's all about the greater Juggernaut and Sniper. Of course, Ice there to pick up a hell of a lot. And he's in fact just transitioned down to the bottom lane. Fenrir died pretty early in that, so he TP'd up to the top lane to try and find some extra experience. I'm really not quite sure about that Wisp relocate in. I can understand VG Gaming's desire to fight it, because it did look like they could have, like, they knew they were at least going to get one. 100% they knew they were going to get one. But at the same time, when EHOME commit 4 players like that to try and come and get kills, well, sorry, 5 players, and all you lose is the Skywrath Mage, it's a worthwhile trade just for the time that's wasted of EHOME. Like Ice is also going for an earn build. At least the double gauntlets. Realizing his teammates already got one, maybe not. I know some players played around with the double earn build when they realized that you could stack the negative earn charges. So you basically had 2 earn charges with pure damage just ticking through. Quite effective.
Worthy tribute.
Tiny. Not going to reach in flame. Trying. But they're already back so far. Hao is also moving in. He might also be in a little bit of trouble. He used his blink. It's a level 3, so the cooldown. 1 more second to go. The assassination. Oh, he already used the blink. The assassination is not enough damage, however. If he waited a fraction of a second longer, he could have technically blinked after the assassination was fired. Then he would just disjoint it, not take the damage. But Hao's going to have to go all the way back to base now. No choice. And Ice reveals his build. So the gauntlets to help keep him up in life. But he's going to go for the Hand of Midas. Heads safe lane space. Whoops. That's the catapult he meant to kill. How's FY and Hao doing? More stacking. I haven't seen Tiny go down there and farm, and he might have done it. I just didn't notice it. Hao into the cover. Whoa! 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 Screaming and not into the microphone. That was off the side. He should still get the kill over on Lanham. The assassination's doing some. Okay, maybe it's a revenge kill. Lanham, no, he won't even get the kill. Oh man, Wish Doctor's Malediction took him out. Voodoo Restoration repaired most of the damage being done by the Shadow Strike. And Juggernaut comes in at the perfect time to kill Secure over on the Wisp. One quick Omni Slash. Doesn't care about using it as long as you get the kill. Well, that Sonic Wave, a little bit off target. VG Gaming. Maybe they lost their mojo halfway, during this break of theirs. It was only 20 minutes. Things are a little bit off.
Radiant's top tower is under
So
attack.
Hao's now down at the bottom lane after they have given the Hand of Midas over to the Phoenix. And Hao needs to finish up this Orchid. So he needs a second Oblivion Star first. Skywrath Mage. Still don't have his level 6 yet. And they're giving him the time while Super as well as FY. Just go to work on the pre-prepared trip stack. Hao, obviously with no Sonic Wave, Vengeful Spirit's not as scared.
Thought you had that, didn't you?
Because if Quad blinks into this and DDC's able to get the stun off, then Queen of Pain's kind of dead. And even with the blink, because you got the swap over on the Vengeful Spirit, so Queen of Pain needs to kill the Vengeful Spirit. Or there'll just be TP support coming in. He'll try and walk himself out of there. And then you'll get swapped back in again. Which means you blink yourself away. You get crushed at like, the positioning. I'm not explaining this well at all. Like, absolutely horrendous. You blink to here. You walk to there. You get swapped back up again. And then you try and blink back down again. No matter what happens, you still end up at the same point. Boom. John Madden. Right. Juggernaut farming like an absolute boss. 2,000 full net worth above that of the Queen of Pain. And there's just nothing more coming in from VG Gaming at the moment. Like, I'm watching this Tiny as well to see what he wants to build into. Does Super have any desire to build the drums? Does he want to just try and rush up the Aghanim Scepter? The Ag seems like the greatest option for him, but then that means you have to try and take out buildings after this. DDC, okay, they're waiting for it. Omni Slash again, swap up, and Assassination. Not even getting the kill. Well, FY! I think he realized he started to relocate, and then they just started losing players left, right, and center. Ice can't even overrid this. Oh, it's an absolute clusterbuck for VG Gaming. EHOME just had them served up on a silver platter, one by one by one by one. And Tiny's actually going to go for the Blink Dagger. I think Super's realized that the only way they're going to win this is through jump in aggression, which means the Queen of Pain as well as the Tiny have to do some heavy lifting. They can't just sit back and expect farm to come to them. It's just not going to work.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has
And there's your jump on Inflame. Not enough damage though. That's a 4-4 combo and it's still not enough damage, and Super's dead. Vax back in again. They had the Iron Shells. EHOME's rotations are just so damn good. They just move really, really quick. Every time VG Gaming is about to initiate, they either TP in a hero or they're surging a player in. They're going to take Roshan while Tiny is down, knowing he has no buyback because he purchased the Blink Dagger, but Ice, he won't want to stand for this. Throws in the sprites, misses every single one. Malediction, Assassination. They're going to cancel the Assassination because he's going to go into a Nova anyway. But the same reason why he didn't want a Nova on the bottom lane, there was no way to survive it. The Assassination is going to fly down towards Fenrir, allowing then the Juggernaut to beat into FY. I think this game is actually over right now. Avalanche toss. ROTK still going to survive this one. He's going to surge back off cooldown. Nice little snipe from Hal. A Blink Scream to take it. But you managed to kill off ROTK. Well, your 2 damage deals are going to finish the job. They do have a friend coming in. He's not going to see anything. In fact, now the jump in by Super. Avalanche toss. Where's the kill? Paralyzing cast won't bounce, with the Maledictions over on the Tiny. And Juggernaut sniped out the Invis. Then into the spin. Wow, Inflame. All it's going to be is the Aegis, the Immortal. Lanham, okay, he will go down as well. But Hal, no time for a blink out. It was a fraction of a second off cooldown. And a fraction of a second is long enough for a double kill to come the way of the Sniper. He's 7-1, 10,000 net worth is there for the Juggernaut, however. There's so much money in the hands of EHOME. Advantage-wise, it's snowballing. 7,000, 10,000, golden experience respectively. I don't know how you meant to come back from this. Because even your build from the Super, like, yes, it actually gave more of a fighting chance in these engagements. Can't deny that one at all. I think I've also just now finally realized why our... There we go. I realized our contrast settings were a little bit wrong. Should brighten up your image, or in fact make it a little bit darker. Jump in. Tossing. Long way back. Phoenix jumping in, going back into the smoke, the swap out with Inflame getting the mech charge as well. Into the Death Ward. They're losing everybody. The ulti was down already from ROTK, causing the chaos required. In combination with the Death Ward and the poor positioning from VG Gaming, Ice is lucky he survived that one, and Skywrath Mage, well, Daddy wasn't there. Tier 1 tower will drop. And EHOME, well, they don't need to keep on pushing. Not on the mid at least, they can go to bottom lane instead. And that's exactly where this Juggernaut moves to. Look at the money on this guy too, 3,000. I'm interested to see what he wants to purchase into. A Blink Dagger? Okay. Well, that's really essential because he's got so much farm on him. He could even build him for a straight Butterfly. You could build an entire Basher. There's so many options for this Juggernaut. Complete a BKB. Then all the damage from VG Gaming is non-existent because Super, unless they get the jump on him before he gets the BKB off, there's just no joy. But at the same time, you've got your Blade Fury as well. So he can evade the magical damage. You still get the pure from the Sonic Wave, but the rest of it's magical. Skywrath, Tiny, Wisp, Phoenix. All magical. So BKB is probably going to be up on the list for Sniper to do. Downside about Sniper going for a BKB at any point, it's just the fact you remove a large amount of his damage. But when you get something like an SMY, then you feel like your stats will be enough to keep you alive. Mid, the Wave of Terror, DDC, swap, pulling FY a long way back. He's going to try and tether unsuccessfully, and then Super on the run. Where's that headshot from Inflame? He needs it. The Shrapnel to go down. Slow down Super for a little bit. Secondary Shrapnel as well. Now that one's going to work, and he's getting the headshots. Assassination is off cooldown, but look at his movement speed. Super moves up into the trees, scout it out. He'll throw out the Avalanche. Assassination not required. 23 for 10. Your Tiny just got ran down by a Sniper. And he did minimal to no damage. The mid tower's been forced in by the Juggernaut. The top tower was trying to be pushed by Ice, but he's a flying, flaming bird. Well, that sounds awesome in story and mythical legend. It's not that brilliant when it comes to pushing down buildings. He's not a dragon. Regeneration. Alright, so 23 to 10. And we keep watching that graph dropping. EHOME back with double SMYs, double Mask of Madnesses. The only thing different is the fact that Inflame did not buy a Blink Dagger. Apart from that, these boys have almost, like, built the same. Ring of Aquils are there. The switch up between the Bracer as well and the Quelling Blade, that's it. The Sniper knew he needed a little bit more life points. Hence, you get the Bracer. BTs from RTK, we're going to turn this into a split push as well, or at least a split pressure. Which is going to restrict the movement of this Tiny even more. And Super can't have his movement restricted any more than this. As I said previously, when you buy a Blink Dagger, you just slow everything else down. Okay, he doesn't have a TP scroll. He's going to blink in 1 second, and Inflame can't reach him. But the know-hows in the trees. ROTK. He's going to vacuum. Oh, poor Howl. There is no joy to be had in this map for VG Gaming at all. EHOME are playing terrific Dota. Their movements have been flawless. Their attacks, their team fights have always been supportive. Their core's got a big advantage early on as well. And VG Gaming just have no answer. Tiny can't find his timing because he can't build to an Aghanim, except with the Blink Dagger to set him back so far.
Top tower is under attack.
The Phoenix is still a Midas and what looks to be a Shiva's Guard attempt. But the Nova's having no effect. Well, Super, ROTK, a little too aggressive. He has to trigger the mech and stick charges. Now they want to turn. Omni Slash to go. The Wisp will pop. And Juggernaut with the Iron Shell on him as well. He's going to crit. But there's no way Tiny will try and stand his ground against that. Blink. Boom. ROTK is dead, but so is Howl. He blinked himself in. Flanham realized he can just get the instant return kill by letting that Death Waters go. Oh, toss him up. This is a big one. That's a really big one. Tiny's kill onto a Juggernaut, 833 gold. It's a lot more than that, though. As you see, that's the amount of gold he managed to claim. 1,300 gold gets thrown into the Tiny. That lets him buy up Staff and Ogre Club. Putting him now only 1,200 gold away from having the Aghanim Scepter. They are not the kills that EHOME will look like we're allowed to feed. They've just given hope to VG Gaming. They were so far behind. Like, Tiny had less net worth than the Phoenix. And now, it's the highest net worth for VG Gaming. Still a long way behind the Juggernaut as well as the Sniper. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, oh, it's over now. VG Gaming, it's a comeback. No, we're not doing that. What we're doing is saying EHOME just gave space for Tiny to get his Aghanim Scepter, which means the physical damage is going to start to come back for VG Gaming. And the ability to force down buildings. The injection of money from these tier 1 towers going down, it's going to help Wisp finish his mech. It can help Ice buy the Shiva's Guard. They've almost finished this tier 1 tower off. Allow Howl to buy a BKB. Not sticking around for it. Get out. DDC's arrived. He's looking for a swap. The Wave of Terror won't give him a target, though. Yeah, but this is just great patience from VG Gaming more than anything else, and impatience from EHOME. After I was praising their coordination and support so well. FY. Oh no! Oh, that's just brutal. Assassination as well to keep the vision up. And he's trying to relocate out to... Oh, man. Really? FY, can anything go even more wrong than that? The VAC is able to reach him, so it cancels the TP out. He couldn't then tether to his other teammate who was just around the corner because he already used the tether to do a tether TP, getting his range away from EHOME so he could do that and not get back in the first place. So that fails, and then he feels a relocate save on himself might be then successful. But there's enough damage that he'll just basically pop. RTK, that's an orchid on you, man. In comes Phoenix. Sprites, scream. Let it go, Hal. Let it eat. Okay, no. With the orchid, he could have. Okay, Nova, not successful. That's a Mask of Madness sniper. Nova was never going to work. Lanham. Found Hal. Found Hal so badly. Oh, man. Pop, pop. The quad pitch just can't stop. Okay, I just thought of Pringles for some reason. Oh yeah, that's actually quite close to it. Classic. Oh man, VG Gaming. Go get yourself a snack. Things are going wrong. In fact, things are almost to a point where I don't believe. Even with an Aghanim Scepter now, which can be oh no, 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 please no. No, no. Hide. Hide, you spectacularly beautiful courier. Yet mystical at the same time that makes me think of Death Note.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
You just stay in the trees.
Just what the doctor ordered.
That Aghanim Scepter. The Tiny needs it, but he cannot reach his shop. He can reach the Dire one. With the tier 2 tower being pressured, here comes the courier. In and out. Quick, efficient. But the tier 2 tower has already gone down. And he still doesn't think that he can get out of here with the courier. Because of like moments like this. What do they actually see with this? So they can see him attacking. And then he moves it out. So, Aghanim's done for the Tiny. But is it too little too late? What do we got on the Juggernaut now? BKB, Blink Dagger, SMY, 2.7k. Nothing else on the Courier. As far as the Sniper goes, 2.9k with BKB, SMY, Mask of Madness. They level up so nicely next to each other. I kind of almost need this Mask of Madness just to switch slots though. Because it's annoying me. It's annoying me that it's not matching. Give it a 4-staff, almost done for the Vengeful Spirit. Just needs the Ring of Regen. So, push time, EHOME. Tier 2 tower in the mid. They've got everything working for them. So there should be a piece of cake. The Shiva's Guard. It's going to be a little bit of a annoyance for EHOME, but it's not enough to stop them. Remember, they've still got a healing ward plus the Voodoo Restoration.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And with the Malediction up at level 4, one hero getting caught out by that Malediction is just so problematic. So, fortification from both sides, just trying to slow them down. Juggernaut's Mask of Madness back off cooldown. And EHOME don't care about their tier 2 tower. They're happy to let Tunny take it because they believe they can take top racks. RTK blinking up and searching for the opening, but they're not going to find it. In fact, I don't think they can take top racks now. Not as fast as VG Gaming can do it. They have to back out. Which you still have to remember, if EHOME are going to commit for that tier 3 tower, then the Wisp Tiny relocate can still arrive. Which means you don't have the numbers advantage as far as players go. And Super, because of that farming up on top lane, he can now either buy his Hyperstone soon, or buy a Yasha. Primarily it's the attack speed increase that I'm looking for. As you're seeing is how slow he swings that tree. So he's going to get either Manta Actually, would Mantle even be worth it in this? Probably not. Because he still wants to have his BKB at some point. Still prefer to see the Assault Cuirass. I think the Assault Cuirass is a better choice in this game. They need to be able to defend, and when they do push, they need to have that negative armor on the buildings. Not to mention, a huge portion of the EHOME damage is through physical. So just having that armor buffer is going to help them out a lot more. Where are you going, Super? Top lane. Oh, there's a creep wave and a half up here. And after Juggernaut arrives on bottom lane, doesn't want to stick around. But this Juggernaut, 11-1... Back to mid. They're initiating over on Hal. Backing him back down again. The Queen of Pain's going to drop.
That hardly hurt at all.
But don't worry. No one saw you do that. No one saw anything. All fine. It's all good. That's NYF. Okay, push up. Tier 3 tower. The Mystic Flare just trying to push Sniper to what? A different angle. The healing wall is still down, so this heal is there. The Sunray from Ice burning Juggernaut while he's taking up the tower as well. Goes into a spin. Up on top lane, Super. Malediction, Death Ward. That's a level 4 Malediction. Super is said, even with the mech, the Avalanche Toss, he can kill off Lanham, but Super will pop here. There is nothing that can stop this. The fact back, FY, he can't heal him up fast enough, and ROTK is looking for the secondary kill. The wall damage is not enough to find him. Meanwhile, back in mid, the buyback comes in from the Tiny. Ice. Okay, he just seemed to be ice skating down through the mid. But that was the attempt from VG Gaming to go for the trade-off. Won't be as, well, I say easy next time. I don't think it's going to be easy the first time. But the fact that Juggernaut's got a Skadi up and running. So much HP to work through. No real ability to run away, even if you do have the BKB. And that full Daedalus still has to fly out to inflame. He's had this for a while. I thought he had this for a while. Maybe it was the recipe he still had to purchase. He definitely had the Chrysalis before when I checked him. Right, here comes that push again. Super and FY trying to add as much momentum to the top lane as possible. Super did buy the plate mill, so he's looking for that survivability. Into mid. How? Careful. Inflame just wants to bring down the racks, however. Concussive shot. Well, okay, he just triggers Mask of Mana, so he's still got the Aegis Immortal, so what does he care? They bring down the melee racks. If they really feel threatened by this Wiz Tiny, they can TP back for it. And here it comes. That's the Darkseer only, though. ROTK gonna Iron Shell himself, so he's feeling confident. That's when VG Gaming have to look for the pickoffs. The relocate's coming, and it's right on the top of the mid. The mid-river entrance. But they've lost too many. The Malediction again's over on the Tiny. He's got nothing to save himself from this. This is over. This game is GG. They've just lost mid-ranks. You've just lost your Wiz Tiny combination. And it's a full team wipe. It's a genocide. GG is the call. There was that tiny slither of hope when the little bit of feed came out from EHOME. At the end of the day, they cannot repel firepower of that magnitude. It will be EHOME taking game number 1 against VG Gaming. It's not the flawless game they're searching for. It's or day they're searching for. It's a 2-1 result so far for VG after they did take the 2-0 victory over HGT. Our last game of this series will be coming up in just a moment. EHOME are playing multiple games today, so if you do want to tune in for more Dota, we do have we have VG Gaming's. It's so weird saying potential team. I don't know even why you named it that. But it's VG Gaming Potential going up against EHOME as the next series for the D2CL. So stay tuned. We'll be back for more action in just a moment.